Balmar and Iman Gadzhi, two highly successful entrepreneurs that both have a completely different model of reality than 99% of other people. In this video I want to break down exactly what this model of reality is, but how you too can accomplish the exact same thing. So start with a couple of quotes. A lot of people look at me and say, how have you been able to bend reality to exactly what you wanted? And he goes on to speak about quantum physics and how books like Reality Transurfing completely changed his life. And then we've got Balmar. Reality bends to your will if you choose it to bend to your will. One thing is really clear. They both understand something that 99% of other people do not understand. They understand reality is malleable, meaning you can change it. They have a model of reality that you currently do not have, but if you dare to understand reality and learn its rules, you too can accomplish any desired outcome, like them. There's a quote here by William Shakespeare. All the world's a stage. All men and women, merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. All that you're experiencing right now is a result of this character that you play. Same character, same perpetual cycle. New character, new reality, which is what we want. So I want to introduce the mirror, which is your internal reflecting back to you your reality. The Hermetic principle of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without. This mirror has a non-reactive nature, meaning reality doesn't react to our desires, but reflects back to us what we are. And I want to put emphasis on this. Reality doesn't react to our desires, right? It reflects back to us what we are. And this is where so many people go wrong. They fancy a new reality, right? They want to create a new reality. It doesn't matter if it's a house, it doesn't matter if it's a car, a new relationship, more wealth, status, it doesn't matter. They end up seeking outside of themselves. They hunt for techniques and more knowledge, which don't work and are inconsistent. More knowledge doesn't work, inconsistent. More knowledge doesn't work, inconsistent. And you end up, and we're all guilty of this, playing into this perpetual cycle. It doesn't matter if it's visualizations, affirmations, scripting, astrology, right? By doing it this way, what you're essentially doing, this is a river, it's a drawing of a river, but it doesn't really look like one, is you've got your goal, right? This is you're upset, right? You're at the start of the river, and you have your goal. I'm going to draw a money bag, which is success, and a house, which might be another goal that you've got. Now, the problem with doing it this way is essentially the flow of the river is going against you constantly. So you're exuding all of your energy trying to go upriver. And I want to reread this again. Reality doesn't react to our desires, but reflects back to us what we are. So what do we do instead, right? Stop looking outside of yourself and start looking inside of yourself. Stop externalizing and start internalizing, which is what a lot of people try to teach you to do, which is to externalize. They try to tell you that a visualization, say this visualization 3 times in the mirror every single day, and in a month you'll have success. Affirmation, say this out loud. None of it works, right? Because you're missing the core component. You had the key all along, and this key is you. Reality functions as a reflection of our internal state, our inner state, which reflects back to us our thoughts, beliefs, attention, identity, and emotion. In no way am I saying that these things do not work, but what I'm saying is if you don't have this in alignment, they're not going to work. It's going to be inconsistent, right? The tide will be against you, the flow of the river. So we need to work on these first. But these here create your experiences. By getting these in alignment, you're essentially aligning to the corresponding frequency. And the way that I want you to visualize this is imagine a room, right? You've got a stage and a radio on the stage. The radio is you. Nothing else in the room. But that's not actually true. In the room, there's radio waves. You just can't see them. And there's more reality that you cannot see than what you can see. By attuning this radio to a certain frequency, you play a specific song. Let's see if I can write song with a mouse. There we go. That's the way that I want you to kind of visualize this corresponding frequency. So your desired outcome might be completely different to the next person, right? But you need to get these in alignment to that corresponding outcome. By doing this, you essentially change the flow. So no longer is the river working against you, it's working for you. And you're not wasting energy trying to essentially sail up this river. All you have to do is tilt the oar in a certain direction, and you go in that direction. So if it's success, if it's, I don't know, a house, the flow of the river is working for you. And I see this happen all the time, mainly within entrepreneurs that start making 10k, 20k or 30k. They're trying to scale with strategy alone and completely ignoring their internal alignment, their frequency alignment. When in reality, it's about shifting your self-concept first. Your revenue follows your identity, not your tactics. And to cover this, I want to go over reversibility. If a physical fact can produce a psychological state, then the psychological state can in turn create a physical fact. Energy is not created nor destroyed, but simply changes forms, which is the first law of thermodynamics. Ice is water in the state of solid. If you heat it up, it turns into drinking water, which is liquid. If you heat it up some more, it turns into gas. The process can also be reversed. So ice, when heated up, water, heated up again, gas. When it's cooled down, gas turns into water, turns into ice. But these three things right here are the exact same thing. The only difference is they're vibrating at a different vibration. There's the principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. Everything in the universe is in constant motion and vibrates at its own frequency. The difference in vibration accounts for the diversity of matter and energy. Mind and matter are the same. And I've got the outline for what this looks like. So you've got your internal state, the vibration, the frequency, and the reality. With these internal states, your thoughts, your beliefs, attention, identity, and emotions, when they have conviction, which creates the internal state, which creates the vibration from that internal state, which creates a frequency. If this frequency is maintained, it creates the reality. These things right here have to be affirming to the desired reality that you want to experience, your desired outcome. If they're contradicting, or if some of them are contradicting, it doesn't work. This was me for the first 2 years in business, right? I didn't make a single penny. I was dead broke. I couldn't afford a haircut, I couldn't afford a phone bill, I couldn't afford anything. So what had to change? My thoughts and identity were in alignment with what I wanted. However, my beliefs, my attention, and my emotions weren't. They were contradicting that desired outcome. So what do you think this signals? This signals an internal state of confusion, a vibration of confusion, a frequency of confusion, which was maintained, which created my reality of confusion. So I wasn't getting that desired outcome I was looking for, essentially. What ended up changing? What did I do? I knew something had to change, and I worked on my internal state. I worked on these things right here. And I had a goal that I wanted 20,000 in the bank, right? At that time, yet again, I had no money. I got that 20,000 in 2 weeks by working on these. Nobody during them 2 weeks could have told me that I didn't have 20,000 in my bank. I had convinced myself beyond belief. The bank could have called me up and said I was dead broke, and I wouldn't have believed them. I would have thought that they were delusional. This is what had to happen. I had to have my thoughts in alignment with that desired goal. I had to have my beliefs in alignment with that desired goal, my attention in alignment with that desired goal, my identity in alignment, and my emotions in alignment, which created the internal state of abundance, the vibration of abundance, the frequency of abundance, which was maintained, which created the reality which was abundant, with that desired goal that I was looking for. Iman Gadzhi and Balmar, it doesn't matter if they were to go broke tomorrow. It doesn't matter if they were to lose it all, right? They lost their social media followings. None of it matters, because they think, they act, and they feel in accordance to their desired goal. So guys, that's everything that I wanted to cover in the video, right? I know so many of you are stuck in this period right here. And it could be a revenue goal that you're currently stuck at. It could be anything, right? So if you need help, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. Take care.